Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 624, recording live on September 24th, 2025. I am your host, Cowtown Tony.
I'm Kyle.
And I am Random Dave. Hello, everyone.
Apparently, Dustin and Adriel might be on later. We'll see about that. Let's go to what we did in guns. Let's start with Dave. You haven't been on for a few weeks.
I know it's been more than a few weeks. It's been a very long time, actually. Not a whole heck of a lot. Just helping run some matches and some events from the ORA. The big thing I was at was that the National Service Conditions Championship happened at Borden this year. Which is a national level service conditions match. So we did 2 days of pistol, 2 days of precision rifle, and then we did 2 days of service rifle shooting. Weather was awesome, other than 1 day of service conditions where one of the relays just got absolutely dumped during an agony snap when they're sitting there for 5 minutes waiting for the snaps to come up, and then it was beautiful for everybody else. So they were a little irritated. But yeah, other than that, the weather was awesome. We had people from BC and we had people from Newfoundland, Labrador. So it was an actual national level match. So it was awesome. It hasn't been held since 2019 was the last one pre-COVID. It's normally held in Connaught up in Ottawa with the Dominion of Canada Rifle Association, but they hadn't been able to have it run up there, and they've been having issues with their ranges, and so some of the ORA guys. I was primarily Dave Eisel, Andrew Vincent, Chris Watton, and I think they were the big drivers behind it. And they made it happen. So we had a bunch of volunteers, and yeah, it was awesome. So that was what I was up to.
Awesome. What about Kyle?
Nothing. I've
Literally?
no,
on.
nothing. I was supposed to do a match on Saturday, but some work another department needed some assistance over the next few weeks. So basically, yeah, I was asked to basically give up all my days up until I take off for Memorial. So yeah,
And when's that?
I leave on the 6th. So it'd be just over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks straight, 16-hour days. So
Damn, dude.
All right. It's in, where is it? North Carolina? Somewhere? Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't done anything, but
All right.
apparently the local match went good stages. So
You were not match director?
I did up the stages, but Trevor filled in, our treasurer. He's been filling in, doing the match directing when I haven't been able to be there, because yeah, that's happened a fair bit this year. So
Nice.
Well, Memorial is the important one. I guess I'll move on to me then.
Tony, what have you been up to?
So I did some more reloading prepping stuff. I mentioned last week that I broke the decapping pin on my Lee APP. So I moved to doing swaging instead. That worked pretty well. There's no pin going through, so it held up pretty good. Washed some brass. I can't show them. I actually pin washed some pistol brass, which is a first for me, but I was planning to load some 147 9mm. So I was like, since I have a low load in my in the tumbler, I might as well fill up.
The washing machine? Somebody's going to be unhappy with you.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'm doing the field rebuild on this Carcano for my friend. Not too detailed, really. Getting sandpaper, just buffing out some of the rust spots, giving it some ballast stall. Not bad. I'm taking off the metal parts. It's surprisingly easy to take apart, and I've had the. It's very fortunate that the magazine itself, the internal Mannlicher stripper clip magazine, is disassemblable. Like the bottom metal actually comes out, so that's good. Can go get a scrub on it. There's a little scar on the barrel, so I'm gonna code blue that as well. He is, I guess, too eager to shoot this gun, so I have to ship it off at a particular time frame after his range orientation soon enough. Ooh, Dustin, good timing. So we can get his new gun stuff too. New gun stuff, no. Well, what he did in guns. I was revisiting. There was this controversial topic. Well, controversial. It's an interesting topic of Alberta canceling the requirement for high visibility clothing for hunting, which both Kyle and Adriel didn't recall being a requirement. So, as two old school hunters, they probably would have known if that was a thing. So, I found supporting documents on this, although not exactly conclusive.
Ooh, you interned it.
So, this is the earliest version of Alberta's Guide to Hunting Regulations that is available online. And it is from 2010. So 1.5 decades ago. You have this this particular article about actually hunting pheasants, which I'll talk about later. But it mentions high visibility clothing that features a generous amount of blaze orange. Is highly recommended, not legally required. So that has not, for some reason, Alberta government said it hasn't been in practice for a long time, but it was still in the law. I don't find it in the law anywhere for at least 15 years. So I guess just don't worry about it. But yeah, still wear a hat and everything. It's good. It's safe.
Or watch what you're shooting for. And
Well, you would watch, but that's the problem. The lowest bar in the bucket is not you.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot about that today, actually, because I was thinking about how the more I hunt and I shoot, particularly hunting, the more I realize that the rules are designed for idiots. Because I don't need to unload a weapon when I get in a vehicle. I honest to God don't. I can hop in a vehicle with a loaded gun, and I am just going to be absolutely fine every single time.
Oh, you mean you're
walk
never going
around
to put
with
a
a gun.
round into the floor? You're never
My
gonna put a
floorboard
round-
doesn't have a round through it, surprisingly enough.
Right?
I bet.
Or my
I
roof.
bet.
I can literally walk around at night without a gun, and there's never going to be a problem.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
Never going to shoot the wrong thing. Never going to
Yep.
fire around when there shouldn't be. I can walk down a road carrying a gun, and it's not a problem. None of this stuff is an issue. But I'm like, so this is designed for morons.
You don't feel
Yeah.
compelled to shoot at the first thing that's moving towards you at a.
Strangely
Like-
enough, I feel fine that I could walk down a road and shoot a deer in the ditch and there wouldn't be a problem. Same as being within 250 yards of a dwelling. I don't think that's a problem because I'm not going to put the barrel of the gun over the dwelling and pull the trigger.
No. Well,
Yeah.
in reality, like for a lot of those rules, like you could probably safely take a deer in the city. Does that mean
Absolutely, I could.
that I would trust most people to do that? No. And the rules are for all the people I don't trust to do
Yeah, the
that.
least common
right?
denominator. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's always the lowest common denominator.
I do
That's
wish there
nuts.
was like it's annoying that we don't have. I wish there was almost another tier of license. The like
Yes.
leave me the hell alone
You
license.
get,
Like
you get
okay,
to do
we-
what you want. You're not a moron.
Like close to FFL level, but not quite,
yes,
kind of thing.
actually, yes. I do
Yeah.
wish that was just an attainable thing, and honestly, it probably solve some of the nonsense that we're dealing with now. If there was just another level, the leave me the hell alone level, where like
Additional training required.
great,
Okay,
I'll take
go
the
to
training.
school.
You want me to do like a competency thing? The Germans do competency. You have to. There's
Shoot a
like
group.
several hours of course of like on range coursework you have to do before you get like one of the licenses. And great, let's do that. Are you going to leave me the hell alone after that? Great.
That would be nice. Yeah, you
But that's
can
too
legally
much to
go
ask
hunt
for.
deer in the city. That's fine.
Yeah, with a suppressor.
Well,
Let's-
yeah, of course.
Yeah, we don't want to upset
Other
anybody.
people.
You're right, exactly. You gotta eliminate the pest quietly.
Yeah.
All right,
There-
last thing I
There,
have.
there was,
Oh,
as
sorry.
an aside, a very, very funny story from my local area. There was a town around here that didn't actually have a firearms discharge bylaw. So
Ooh.
people were hunting deer in the local park, like in the middle of town, which was never a problem until a bunch of folks from the city moved up there during
Yeah.
COVID. And some mother was like, "Look, honey, there's a deer." Crossbow bolt comes out of a bush, takes out the deer. Some guy trots up, grabs the deer, throws it over his shoulder, and trots off with it. So those people then got on city council and established firearms discharge bylaws and ruined everyone's
crazy.
fun.
Yeah.
The trick is that we also need to be on city council. That's the secret,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Like,
To preserve our heritage, hunting in the park must be legal.
I don't
For all the
see
kids to see, this is how Canadian heritage works. It's great. I love it.
I mean, it's the cycle of life, circle of life. The kid says they enjoy the Lion King. Well, here you go.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
All
I
right.
could hunt coyotes in my backyard if they'd let me.
I would too.
Yeah,
Or squirrels. Oh, a lot of things would be dead. Not kidding.
Oh yeah, but if we were allowed to shoot squirrels, it'd be target-rich environment in my backyard. My goodness, yeah.
I like the squirrels. They're entertaining.
On a related but unrelated note, I found out government is really good at spending money. They
Shocker.
set,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this envelope is $2.61.
Wow.
This is all they sent me. I'm glad I have them, the
What are
tags,
those?
and they
Oh,
sent
those
me
are
the
tags.
hangers.
Are
But
they?
they could have just given me a standard 90 cents envelope too. Why do I have to spend triple the money to send me tag anyway?
Tony, in the words of our public safety minister, don't ask me to explain the logic to you.
Fair. I'm just
The only
denoting
truth
that
things
we're.
out of that guy's mouth.
I know, right?
Ah,
20 minutes of true statements.
Also, thank God there's a recording so people can watch it and find out the truth.
Oh God, it's all they're talking about up there.
yeah. We'll get
We'll
to that
talk about
later.
it.
But
Yes.
so in Alberta, the rule is you gotta have your. Well, you can just pick up your tags at Cabela's, and you can activate them online, and
Yeah.
so get some extra tags. They're just paper.
We get a copy that we print, and you have
Yeah.
to carry it around with you, and it's literally made of paper.
Paper. Yeah, same here.
I'm running around the woods, and it's like crunching in my pocket because I got it in a plastic bag. Because
Yeah.
if it rains or something, which it tends to,
But you can always print. Can you print a 3 copy of it?
I guess I could print it on plastic or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Literally.
Print
You're
it
not
on
allowed
the-
to laminate
pure
them
later.
either.
No, and you can't
Yeah.
laminate them because that was my thing.
Yeah.
I'll just laminate the stupid thing. Good to go.
Can't do it.
Can't laminate it. Why not? You literally emailed it to me so I can just print it. So
Yeah.
Again, I cite our
Interesting.
public safety minister.
it's true. The wisdom of Gary the Sage. Swami,
Gary.
perhaps. Swami Gary is what we will call him going forward.
Last thing I have is I bought hunting ammo for
Ooh.
not the first time, but
Mm.
since Adriel's on the whole pheasant hunting thing, I might try my hand at it. These are pretty big shots, though. These are size 4s.
Number
Yep.
4.
So yeah,
That'll,
Aim
that'll
high.
get her done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
aim high.
uh,
Don't hit him in the
so
body.
Yeah. Won't be
so
a
yeah,
wet
we'll
body.
see. First, if I can see a pheasant. Second, if I'm gonna identify the
Those things are
correct
like-
gender
They're like
and then explode it.
that tall. Wait, you have to shoot gender?
I thought you can't. Well, they
How
never
the
said
hell
you.
what are you gonna walk
I've,
up? Walk
I've
up
definitely never sexed any birds that I've shot.
No,
Uh,
it's
can
a
I hunt
very-
Can I hunt that bird? It's
It's a
You
very
can.
uniquely pheasant thing because the hens and the
kind of like ask if it
The
likes sad
roosters-
movies and walks
no,
in the
they
rain.
they look quite different.
It's okay, Tony. If it identifies as the other one, like,
Well,
Who's
I was
gonna-
That's
about
great.
to go there. Like, how
Yeah.
can you know what gender it is if you can't talk?
You
to
shall
English?
not assume. Right.
yeah, don't assume
It's-
my peasant's gender.
That's
Check what color it's.
This is Canada.
It's shot
Tony.
Caddy is.
that's
That'll let you
the concern and disappointment I have against the Alberta hunter education system is that course material doesn't really tell you a lot about what is legal versus not. But like
Well, because
They-
the rules change from year to year.
right, but they
time.
can like only the rule book insinuates. It doesn't even tell you clearly. It says your daily limit is you can keep you can shoot and keep 2 males. That's it. That's the whole measure of it. So it implies you cannot shoot females, but it doesn't say just don't shoot at females, please.
Well, it basically tells you what you can keep. If it's not listed that you can keep it, then you can't keep it.
Can't keep it.
Well, does that mean I can just shoot it out of the sky and then let it go?
No.
Check your
That would be
regulations, Tony.
poaching.
Yeah.
You should eat the thing.
Because I bet you if you look, you gotta make a substantial effort to retrieve the animal and use the meat.
Yep. Good excuse for you to get a dog, Tony.
Also, partridges don't go far, so it should not actually be an issue. I think I've only ever lost one.
But if you lost it, the conservation officer is unlikely to find it.
Yeah.
I saw it's also you have to make an effort for game birds, but not for big game. I was like, what's the logic behind that?
There's, I mean, I gotta get that like clip. I gotta clip Gary,
and then just
that I can just
repost it every time. Yeah,
like, that's what I gotta do
on the sample button.
On the sample board. Yeah, just like
a little sock puppet of them.
Oh, now I have homework.
Don't give me ideas, Dave.
Arts and crafts, Dustin.
I was gonna say we know what tonight is after the show.
Yeah,
I was gonna
it's
dye
arts
my
and
hair
crafts
tonight, but
night.
now I might have to make a Gary puppet.
You got
Oh
all that
my
stuff behind you to
God.
use.
All right, let's go to Dustin. What else are you doing
Tony,
in guns?
just wait, Tony. For your pheasant loads, you gotta check out some Prairie Storm.
Oh God, I know you're gonna say that because they're infamous for 3-gun.
Well, they're made for pheasant hunting.
I know. They're expensive though.
Yeah, because they're.
Let me shoot and miss a few deers, a few pheasants before I don't know, make this. I have no idea.
They're
Finding
going
excuses
faster,
here
less chance for you to miss.
to miss.
Well, you shouldn't have
More
any
chance up
problems
the
as
shoulder
long as,
for
as long as you're in an
yeah.
area that nobody hunts them much. They're pretty. They're pretty stupid and they're very curious animals, to be honest. So
Well, they're released in Alberta, right? So are farmed pheasants smarter or dumber? I don't know.
yeah, they're dumb.
Yes.
They're usually used to people just wandering around. So I don't know. Sorry. So you're actually going to an area where they are released to hunt them, like a stocked area,
So to speak, yes.
but it's not like a farm.
It's not a farm.
Released into the wild.
It's like a wild area.
Cool.
So
I don't think we do that.
Is it like a conservation effort that like releases them, or do you know much about that, Tony? I'm kind of curious.
it's what it said. I'll send you the link later, but that's what they say. It's a part of the Wild Alberta effort or something.
Yeah,
like that.
that's kind of what I was thinking, because like I know like the BC Waterfowler Association out here, like they're responsible for why we still have like good waterfowl and upland game birds to hunt. Like they put a lot of effort into building habitat, maintaining habitat. Some of these areas, they're the only people that are allowed motorboats for some of these creeks, because they put up a whole bunch of like nesting areas for a lot of waterfowl and stuff. So they put a lot of work in so that they can shoot these birds.
Well, I don't know what's the percentage of makeup versus domesticated, farmed pheasants versus like truly wild pheasants there are. So don't know.
Fair.
All right, that's his turn. Let's go.
All right. What I did in guns, I sorry, I didn't put anything in the notes. Adro came and visited me on Friday, which was cool, because we haven't actually met in person, so that was cool. We hung out for like an hour and a half, him and another buddy. They were in getting another car, and so I gave them a tour, and then we went and hung out in the pub behind my house and had a beer, and
then
after
oddly tall.
He's very tall. He's just it was a lot of like looking up. Yeah, he's taller than me too. And he was wearing flip flops, which was so very Albertan of him.
That's his driving shoe wear of choice.
I was just strangely tickled by that. I was like, oh, you're very, very casual right now, aren't you? Just I don't wear sandals or closed toe shoes always. But yeah, no, he's super tall. And it was good to hang out. We chatted for a little while, and I got to understand how big the house is. And then on a roll of meeting fun gun people, I got to meet listener Eddie last night.
The legend himself.
The legend himself. Yeah. We got to finally put a face to the name. I took a selfie. Yeah, we hung out and chatted in Starbucks for like probably 2 hours. And hopefully we'll hang out. I'm kind of hoping we'll go shoot some guns sometime in the near future. I told him if he's heading out to his range anytime in the near future to give me a poke, and I might do the same if I'm planning on. He works some weird hours, but that's all right. Sometimes so do I. And yeah, I'm hoping we'll be able to coax him on the show at some point. He's like, "Well, I got to come up with something to talk about." I'm like, "Dude, we come up with something to talk about 5 minutes before we start." Sometimes. So I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes we plan. Sometimes. But and then yeah, I don't know if I don't know, everything's kind of, the last couple of weeks have been kind of blurry. I'm trying to remember if I did anything really gun related. Oh, I signed the NDA for my upcoming show. So it's like becoming more likely that it's a thing. I haven't signed my paperwork, my deal memo yet, so I'm still not employed by them. But I signed the NDA so I can get more information, and got to discuss the like cool subterranean lair that I'm going to have at the new studio, which is also pretty neat. Which will be closer to my house than where I'm working now, which is very funny. So, but yeah, and that is gun related because I will be supervising guns on the show. So, I think that's all the gun stuff I've done. So I'm still wishy-washy on what over-under I want. I think I was talking about it last week. While Adriel was looking for an over-under, so am I. And got it narrowed down, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. And
ejectors, yes.
I don't know if I want ejectors though. They're fun. They're a fun little novelty.
Gotta master your craft of the Olympic break open and the slap.
Yeah. I mean, there's cool things to be done with it, but yeah. Oh, I guess like the other thing, I definitely have inundated my poor MP with emails. I think I've sent like 3 more emails since like my original one. And again, for everybody, all of our listeners, I encourage you to do the same. If you have a Liberal MP, if you have one of the 7 NDP MPs, a Bloc MP, I would encourage you right now, put some pressure on them because I don't know, this issue feels like if we bite down hard enough, we might still get our way. So they're still calling the thing that they're doing in Cape Breton a pilot project. And sometimes when pilot projects go poorly, the main project gets canceled. So there is still a world where that could happen. I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in it, but I encourage everybody to politely encourage your MPs to stand up for you and Canadians and to flip off Quebec. So, stupid Quebec. I have
they're just a scapegoat at this point.
I have a whole proposal for Mark Carney, actually. So, like, I'm not politically agnostic. Everybody knows I don't know. I'm a centrist. I should, by all rights, be a liberal. Should be. I used to be, by the technical definition.
Only liberals were liberal in Canada.
I am a centrist. Like if you have a Venn diagram, like I am smack in the center. I really am the blue-haired homo that wants to protect his marijuana crops with machine guns, next to his gay married partner. But I am kind of that guy in a lot of ways. But so I have like a whole political strategy for Carney because, you know, the NDP is already starting to just tick up just a little bit, and it's been really interesting watching the polls because it's like, oh yeah, they're just a couple of points they're chipping off of the Liberals, and the Conservatives have managed to stay pretty steady. And so my political recommendation to Carney, you know what, man, get your majority, but get it this way. Instead of going after the super far left crazies, because you'll never get them. You guys are entirely too moderate for that. Instead, I recommend that they come after the conservative base hard. Take a 180 from the gun ban thing. I would say after this pilot project falls on its face, and Carney has an opportunity to say, you know what? I've actually taken like a personal moment to look at this and recognize that it is complete ass. And instead of flipping off the whole gun community, which is truly what the liberals did for 10 years, me being a pragmatic, better, different leader, this is a better, different liberal party, we've decided we're going to involve the gun owning community. Specifically, we're going to bring them in to help us write a better firearms act. We're going to scrap all this crap. You guys will be able to keep your stuff, maybe get some new stuff. And okay, Natalie, you got to get out of the cabinet. I'm sorry, you're annoying. You can go sit in the back bench with some of the other idiots, and instead go full force in supporting the gun community. They could get another 1 million votes if they went that direction. So that's my recommendation, Mark Carney and our current Liberal Party. If they want a true majority, do that. Let us write the Firearms Act. We'll do it. I promise I could bang it out in a weekend. Like I could have them fully fledged, like much better Firearms Act. That like no problem. I could have that on his desk by Monday, if that's what he was interested in. Probably Friday. Like if I could start now. So that's
not complicated.
It's not. It's not. Simple. Yeah, I could make it really simple and really easy to follow and really easy to enforce. So I don't think that he's listening. But Mark, if you're listening,
I mean, the RCMP is. Maybe it's one of his protection guys is off like doing some other duty for the day, and he'll pass it on. So
shout out to Tiny. Yeah, hey man, I don't know if you're still protecting the PM, but I met one of Trudeau's head of security once upon a time. His name was Tiny, and it was one of those ironic names.
Yes, most of them seem to be larger gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's what I did. Anybody else? Was I the last one?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Let's go to upcoming events. Maple Seeds. We're wrapping up the season pretty quickly. There appears to be still tickets for Kananaskis, Alberta, September 27th, so this weekend. 28th was sold out. 28th also Lady C in Long Butte Fish and Game in BC. October 4th, Precision Action Rimfire Peterborough. October 18th at 19th Stittsville, coming soon. The 25th in Nova Scotia. Musquodoboit Valley Rifle Revolver Club. I'm sorry. Also on the 25th, Orano Fish and Hunt Club in Ontario, and on the 26th, that's the last one we have scheduled right now, Long Butte in BC again. For details, check out maplecrifleman.com. For HGG Farm Training, there are courses coming up October 18th at Shore Park for non-restricted, and on the 25th in Bonneville, also non-restricted. I guess he is slowing down a little bit for restricted classes.
Yeah, once a month our pals now. I think he's doing so.
3 Gun, we have Chaz and Mighty Peace team match, both on the 4th of October, and Shore Park has a multi-gun match on the 18th of October. That's all the upcoming events, I believe. Let's go to the news, and Dustin has already alluded to the whole situation. I would start off saying I would disagree. I think they would mark that pilot program as a success regardless of what happened. They're only planning to recover 200 guns. That's not a lot.
Well, that's the thing. They put a cap on how much money they're going to pay out.
That's true too. And no one's going to run out. It's not going to run out in the first 200. So
all right, but you're saying, hang on. There's lots of levels. I was
gonna say let's bring it back to the beginning. And
so here, may I?
Yeah,
please. Right, so for those of our listeners who have been under a rock for the last couple of days, our wise leader in the Liberal Party have begun the enacting of the private firearms confiscation scheme. Finally. They've started with a pilot program in Cape Breton. Now, again, for those of anybody who isn't well aware, the buyback program, the forced confiscation scheme with potentially compensation, has a cap of $760 odd million, I believe. So it is their intention, and there is a list out for what the government has just randomly valued your possessions at, and trust me, it's random. But anyway, once that number, that $760 million that has been allocated towards this forced confiscation for compensation scheme runs out, everybody else is just out of luck. Now they have allocated those funds based mostly on, like, someone was super high the day that they decided the number of guns that they had banned, right? So they looked at how many registered AR-15s and other restricted then prohibited firearms there were, and they figured about 90,000, somewhere around there. So they're like, okay, so that means there's only going to be like 120,000 guns that we're going to be confiscating max, even though, you know, anybody who's ever looked at an import record knows that there's like 3 times that many. But nonetheless, they were hitting that legal marijuana, that sweet legal Mary Jane. Thank you, JT.
I'd like to give them credit for simply being high, but I just think that they're lying. So
no, they were lying, right?
And then go, well, what are you going to do?
No, so obviously the actual intention behind that super low estimate number was based on 2 factors: knowing that the other guns were formerly non-restricted, therefore not registered, therefore they do not know where they are. And we all know that, which means we are unlikely to turn them in. So if they were to give a high, reasonable estimate of, like, call it 500,000 guns, which is probably somewhere around the number of guns that they would love to get off the streets, if you will, they know that the only thing that they can really enforce is stuff that was formerly registered, i.e., your AR-15s or any other short barrel semi-auto that you had. Because they know where those are, and they know that they can force you to give those ones up. And so they can wave around the 90 odd thousand guns that they're planning on confiscating and say, look, we got most of them. It was a great success. Brilliant and all-powerful, super smart leader was correct, and we look at all the guns we got off the street. We're all safer now. So now, obviously, that's their plan, and they budgeted based on that. And what that also means is anybody that did want to partake in the confiscation for compensation scheme is screwed if you submit your guns or your list of guns, because they're making you submit a list before.
So that's a big one with it.
That's dark, right? That's some real
so you got to
stuff.
submit a list, and you don't know if you're gonna be approved or if there's even money available.
Yep.
To get compensation. So you're going to submit a list of what you have and what you want to sell the government, because it isn't a buyback. They never owned it in the first place. So what you would like to sell the government. And then basically, yeah.
Some intern will look at this list and go,
Yeah, you're saying, hey, this is what I have. So, we don't have money, but now we know you have it. So cool.
Thank you very much. I wish I could have bought a Sterling Arms R18 Mark III for $625.
Okay, so
here's another thing to consider.
I'll go first.
It was just an interesting thought I had. It's just another way to screw the West, because by the time it gets to the West, the money's going to be gone. Just like the elections are done before it gets to the West. It's just another way to say screw you to the West.
So here's the thing, though, Kyle. Or sorry, Tony, you go first.
Sorry. I just want to add on to Kyle's comment. I've also heard, I haven't seen any official sources confirm that Alberta and Saskatchewan residents would be ineligible to participate in here. But yeah, so just to bring up the point, please know that submitting a declaration will not guarantee compensation, which is just the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
We did this in a particular way, right? and
They did
there's
this in the dirtiest way possible.
Mhm.
Well, I think the money thing too is going to be they're going to be going. Whoa, we're almost out of money, kids. If you want
Well-
money, you better get in here right now.
So here's the thing. I actually don't think that they're going to run out of money. I think that they are very likely to see New Zealand levels of compliance, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't compensation be funded by people getting the
You are being bribed
Mondak,
with
that
your
is
own money.
Yeah.
correct.
True. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you got to think
100%.
about it. If
So-
you don't take that compensation, you are not recovering the money you paid for it. So in a twisted way, you're getting a tax return, so to speak. Well, it depends on if you have a use for that particular gun
No.
anymore or not.
You rented that firearm and you're getting your damage deposit back.
I guess.
Sure,
Yeah.
let's go.
If
Now-
you want to look at it a certain way, I just
Now the one and only thing that I do actually appreciate about this, and it's the one exploitable. Like if anybody wants the exploit here, and this is mostly true for anybody with a registered receiver. Lower receivers are considered fully assembled firearms for compensation purposes under the program and have been included in the list of firearms. So, if anybody happens to have a fully completed AR-15, you are not required to send in anything but the lower receiver. Now, understand that under Canadian law, the upper receiver has been deemed a prohibited item, courtesy of Justin Trudeau. But that's neither here nor there. I can't recommend what you do, but if you were to send in a stripped receiver, you will be paid as if that you had sent in a complete gun. So do with that information what you will. I have looked inside myself, as our prime minister once asked one of our
Rosemary Button.
Rosemary Barton.
Yes, Rose, thank you. I looked inside myself and looked inside my gun safe, and I did do some math based on that one particular stipulation, especially with the things that are registered to me. And I'm like, oh, I guess we'll see.
Well,
So,
some things you can't avoid, right?
like there are some interesting prices in here.
There are.
So who's sharing the screen?
Oh, search for
Tony's
javelin.
sharing the screen.
How much,
So
how much am I
So
getting?
type
wanna-
it in the
Javelin.
filter. Just type in 3D.
okay, I want to bring this up first since I'm on a Sterling screen. So this kind of leads to not credibility for this program already. Yesterday, the R9's compensation was more aligned with the R18 Mark III, around like the sub $1,000 mark.
Yeah.
And today it has rose to 1920. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but it's also so like I'm expecting the R18 Mark III to go up too.
That Mark IV
It-
police carbine. I've seen one of those.
So
Yeah.
you know, so just these prices, they didn't say it, but pricing are subject to change.
Oh yeah, the
That's
prices
all I'm
are
gonna
definitely
say.
subject to change.
That's all I'm
Their
gonna say.
thing is going to be here's all my guns. Give me my money, and they're like, we
sorry.
dropped all those
No,
last night. Sorry, buddy.
So
Oh,
now-
there's also guns that let me see, Weatherby.
oh, the Weatherby's.
There are
Oh,
also
God.
guns that says call program. I don't know how F you're gonna be.
Yeah, that Mark V custom. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's-
Like
Funnel.
how? What does that mean? Like how are they gonna compensate? Are they gonna say, "I offer you $1"?
I don't know, man.
Like
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like,
Anyway,
Now,
You already
so
told us you got it, so
now
here's
here's
your
the
shekel.
here's the thing about this. While you guys continue to look up the
what
different
did Kyle want to see again?
just type in 3D.
yeah 3D,
3D,
I did that one
right.
that
Yeah.
So-
DD.
Defense distributed. You print a 3D lower. You can like
doesn't it have to be registered to
They have to be registered to you, right? This is not like a walk-in thing.
this has never been legal in Canada, as far as I know.
No, you've never been
can't
allowed to
make-
3D print an AR-15.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
hey, apparently 800. They're gonna tease some people with $845. Which, if it was legit, like okay, cool.
I mean,
The
you
3D
show up
printer
in
for a
Portland
week.
and they just throw you in the back of the cruiser. Or...
like I could clear. No, honestly, like with
Just
the print
clear
file,
out the whole program.
I clear out the whole program in one fell
Yeah.
sweep and retire. Like that would be the way to go.
That would
for
be the
sure.
dream. Yeah.
I think you'd show up with it and they'd say thanks and throw you into the back of the cruiser.
Yeah.
There was another interesting one, which I think there will be some people happy about. The Kodiak Defense
I saw that, yeah.
WK180C. It was over $2,000.
way more than it's worth. Yeah. I
The
don't know
K9
how-
is also quite high.
There you
up
go,
there,
$2,400. The WK181, and the 180C is 23. Like,
but the but the WK
but then the True North Arms one was
like $600.
Like half that. Yeah,
I think it was like $650. Yeah, 600. Yeah, exactly.
like,
We're like, oh wow.
One of the more funny
Rob
thing
Arms
is-
M96 is $250.
Yeah. One of
That
the more funny
FX9.
thing is I bought a gun to replace the K9 and I'm getting less for it.
Yeah, that FX9.
You know.
I've never seen an FX9 for $675. That's highway robbery.
I think I
they're-
barely see them under $1,000.
But even like
here's another one. Have you actually seen an actual AR-180B?
Yeah.
Yes, I do
Yeah?
know someone who had one. Yeah.
Okay, there are not many around.
No.
Yeah, quite
Yeah.
rare.
Well, it's because they had plastic receivers. They
did.
they like to break.
They didn't say what kind of condition they should be in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not many of those around. That Robinson armament up front, though, that M96 top feed, I bet you there's not many of them in Canada.
But I do know that those guns retailed for more than $250.
Yeah, way more than.
I remember when
$250.
they're ugly as sin, but I remember when they came in.
Also,
all right,
your AT4 for wholesale, $2,000 each.
So, all right, we can continue this. I just want to. So, on the topic of the news and the implementation of this. So again, anybody that's been under a rock, our public safety minister had a conversation with one of his tenants. Being a Liberal MP, he's a massive property owner with many properties and millions of dollars of assets, which is what you expect from Liberal Party members. But nonetheless, he was having.
It's one of his tenants, not one of his.
No, it was one of his tenants.
So
the whole story here. Let me paint you a little picture, Tony, because there's information here. So
it's crazy.
Our public safety minister went to one of his properties where his tenant was to deal with a landlord issue as a landlord. Now his tenant, being responsible, recorded the entire interaction, which is also very smart and important in this day and age. Always cover your butt.
Yep.
So recorded the entire interaction. The recording is apparently about 56 minutes long, right? So there's about an hour. And the first 35 minutes of it, completely innocuous. It's landlord-tenant stuff. At the end of that part of the conversation, the public safety minister, Gary, because he's known this tenant for a long time, knows that he's a gun owner, knows he's about to get screwed royally, on his own says, hey, by the way, I know this is going to suck for you. We're implementing the buyback program on Tuesday next week. So this is on the weekend, right? Like, just so you know. And that sparks a fluid, natural conversation. This is not a conversation between like an MP and a constituent where like the constituent scheduled time with the MP to talk about this issue. This was an off-the-cuff conversation that he initiated, right? Which is why it is additional evidence as to it being the most genuine conversation that a Liberal MP has had with any constituent in living memory, where Gary, our public safety minister, goes to such great lengths to express his personal displeasure at being saddled with the implementation of this, his personal belief that the confiscation scheme will not be able to be enforced because the municipal police forces do not have the resources to do it. He also recognizes that gun owners are going to get royally screwed at the compensation levels, and personally offers to personally cover any of the very real losses that tenant experiences during the confiscation for compensation scheme. Additionally, suggests that his tenant is unlikely to go to jail even if he does not comply, and if he does go to jail, offers to bail him out of jail.
If the police choose to enforce this.
Yes, those are his words, not ours. The conversation's 20 minutes long, and I have never seen someone put their foot so far in their mouth. And it is absolutely wild. Him saying if I were in charge, I would have done this completely differently, or I would do this completely differently. Like, you are literally in charge of this file.
Oh, and you guys are not the problem, and I know that.
Oh yeah. He did mention recognition that the legal firearms community are not the issue. He also, and this is the real gem, recognized that this has nothing, sweet fuck all, to do with public safety and everything to do with maintaining votes in Quebec, because Quebec is why the Liberals are in power right now. That is the only leg of the chair still standing for that stupid party. So yeah, he basically said all of the quiet parts that we've been saying for a long time, like everything that the gun community has been screaming for the last 5 years as we've been targeted by this party. He literally confirmed all of it, said all of those quiet parts out loud, and then on Monday he went and tap danced his way to glory,
kidding, folks.
Yeah.
Misguided.
I made misguided comments, and I was obviously joking when I offered to pay my tenants' losses for this firearms program. And no, I have the utmost faith and belief that this program will be successful, and I believe that the law enforcement will be able to.
And then he says, and I didn't know I was being recorded, and then it got leaked by the gun lobby.
Yes.
That's even worse, Gary, because now you're saying, oh, I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth. I wouldn't have said these things if I knew anyone was listening.
And so that's so Rod obviously said, to kind of misquote Rod, but Rod Giltaca, in Rod We Trust, did point out that Liberals, and I think Pierre said it too, but I'll quote Rod, that the Liberals only seem to speak the truth when they don't think anyone's listening. And I will say that with Gary tap dancing his way and just saying the exact opposite in question period in the House of Commons, to he was trying to retcon so much stuff that he said to like Vashi Kapelos the other day as well. The thing that I want to just poke a hole in is either Gary was lying to the person that he was talking to, which I actually don't believe is likely. I think that was the first genuine thing that has come out of the mouth of a Liberal MP in a long time.
Yeah.
Or he was lying in the House of Commons and to our, to all of our media. Either way, he is a liar. So he's in the Liberal Party of Canada. It's fitting, but the public safety minister is a confirmed liar, along with our prime minister, who's also a verifiable confirmed liar. Both lying on this issue, verifiably so. That's not slander. I can prove both of those statements. So, yeah,
yes, you hit play on tape.
Carney did it too. Carney lied on tape,
and he knew
too.
he was being recorded.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, no, it's entirely voluntary. Mark, I got just another little note for you. If you're pointing a gun at my head and you say your money or your life, yeah, that technically is a voluntary decision, but it's not really voluntary.
You do have a choice.
You technically have a choice.
The illusion.
You can kick your door in and shoot your dog, or you can hand in your guns.
Yeah, that's not exactly voluntary, and
it may not meet the legal definition.
I would bet if we were to set that as the standard, we'd have more problems with criminal justice in the country than we already do. So, yeah. And sorry.
Hearing all of the stuff that we know they know. We know they know this is all bullshit.
But
They're not
said
stupid.
It out loud.
Exactly. They have these conversations behind closed doors all the time. They're probably like, we know this is bullshit, guys.
So,
what kind of crap do we need to put out? But he actually said it out loud, unprompted, and he didn't know he was being recorded, so he was actually being honest for once.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
It's like
so good.
It's like the first conversation I had with my MP, Terry Beach. Shout out Terry Beach, Liberal Party member for Burnaby North Seymour, who was once genuine and honest with me too for his like first year on the job. He had some candid things to say when I sat down and had my first meeting with him in the office. Ever since they moved to Zoom, he's been a lot more careful about his candor. Shocker. But my thing is that I do know that Terry, again, my MP, feels very similar to Gary on this topic. I do know that. I've had enough like non-recorded conversations with him to know that that is true. And I suspect that those two are not alone in the Liberal Party, which is why I suggest that everybody should hound their MPs right now and push hard on this issue, because it's a huge embarrassment, and you push hard enough during like this real big embarrassment in this time where there is great change going on anyway. And maybe even just suggesting that, hey, maybe we shouldn't set fire to the financial equivalent of a hospital just to buy Quebec votes. Like, and now is probably the time to do that, right? Like $760 million would buy you a hospital.
Yeah.
Just would. Or we could,
every hospital in Canada, probably.
Or we can set it on fire and maybe they get some votes in Quebec.
And that's the issue about stuff like this with me. And even if you didn't get votes, it's the right thing to do. This is the, like, having this stupid gun confiscation, spending years and years and years coming after legal gun owners, all when you know it's the wrong people. Like the moral turpitude of these folks that have done this horrible, horrible thing to us and literally gotten people killed. Every time somebody gets killed in Toronto with an illegal handgun, that 8-year-old that got killed in his mother's arms in bed next to him, the Liberal Party literally killed that kid because they let that gun come over the border. They let that 14-year-old put a full auto switch on it and go have a gunfight in front of the apartment building with the other kids. The Liberal Party of Canada literally killed that 8-year-old.
Yes, because they've been focused on us for a decade. And I can verify that too, because I warned, again, my MP, Terry Beach, shout out. I warned him during our first meeting, our second meeting, and every goddamn meeting since then that this would happen. That focusing completely and utterly on the legal gun owning community, which is not a problem. We're like a fraction of a percentage of the gun crime issue in Canada, literally less than 1% of the problem. That focusing exclusively on us, all of your time, your effort, your financial resources, and all of your legislation, while ignoring real crime, was going to cost lives. And here we are, 130% increase in violent crime, and like, yeah, good job.
Yep. Here is the easily foreseen consequences of our stupid actions.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, unless they're planning on banning Lexus as well, then we're not going to stop multi-victim, you know, mass death events. Like, unfortunately, that's a really sad thing to say. Mass casualty events. Sorry, mass casualty events. My brain farted a little bit, but like, for real, unless you're like, there is no way to get that number to zero. You can approach that line as much as you want. You will never get it to zero. And pretending like this is going to be the thing that gets that to zero is nonsense. And you're right.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you're right, Dave. This is a very wrong thing. It is wrong. And in this time of like financial turmoil for our country, destroying an $8 billion tax generating industry and, you know, putting thousands of people out of work at a time where work is kind of scarce seems like, and spending $1 billion seems kind of like a mistake.
Just for funsies, so that Natalie can stand up there and go, finally we're safe.
No, she's not done. She's not happy yet.
No,
and honestly, when because she's already said, and somebody made this note, Natalie did make mention in French, of course, that they would be coming for the SKS before this ban was over. And just so that everybody is aware, that is not where this ends. They've already banned the sale of your handguns. Guess what they're coming for after? Once this whole, you know, confiscation of registered firearms thing works out, they're coming for the handguns next, folks.
Of course.
The crime hasn't went down. All of them are pistol crimes. What do we do?
That's exactly it.
Banned hard
we
enough.
haven't confiscated all the handguns, so we won't be able to deal with the handgun crime Like, oh, confiscating all of the scary baby killing assault rifles of death from all the people that don't use them on people didn't stop the crime. Well, now we got to get all the handguns off the streets.
Yep.
Oh no, confiscating all the handguns didn't work. What do we do next?
Lever
then
guns, pump shotguns.
Yeah, well, because those are
shotguns
semi-automatic style firearms.
Rapid fire capable.
Or depending on where you live, they might be rapid fire capable. If you live in Australia, I believe they're semi-auto style, or maybe that's New Zealand, but nonetheless,
They will never end. They
Nope.
will never, ever, ever be happy. They have been doing this my entire life.
Yep.
Like literally since I was a kid, I lost my first rifle in the 1990s.
Oh, really?
This bullshit. And they will never stop. And it is always the exact same argument with the exact same people and blah, blah, blah. And we'll be so much safer. And the women and the children. And it's always this, it's absolutely the same argument all the time. And it never makes any difference because it's not designed to. If you
Nope.
fix the problem, you're not going to be able to fundraise on it next time. So
Yeah.
the cynic in me says that there is absolutely no reason for the Liberals to stop people with illegal handguns running around downtown Toronto shooting the place up because it's not their kids getting killed anyway. So
no,
they
it's in their
don't care.
favor. It's in their favor for it to keep going, right?
I think if maybe like one of Justin Trudeau's scenario, RCMP guys listening, I am not suggesting anything happened here. This would be terrible. If one of Justin Trudeau's kids caught a stray bullet in the middle of the night, we'd have legislation that would make a difference tomorrow.
The next day.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
next day
They
that
would
would happen.
lock those borders down. Like
Yep.
something would happen. Same with fentanyl, right? If
Yep.
liberal politicians' kids were dying of fentanyl, they would fix the problem. But no one that they care about is getting hurt, and they're terrible human beings, clearly, because of the way they act. They
Yep.
show it themselves. They're not going to fix the problem.
Nope. Welcome to
I
Canada.
feel gross just saying that. That's horrible.
No.
But it's
Yeah.
true.
Kyle's
we
never coming back.
We haven't went to the UK stop. This content is horrible. You can't have this. You can't watch this. You can't consume content.
Well, let's not talk about the UK. I
Yeah,
hate
soon
how
enough.
rapidly we're heading in that direction. Let's please not.
We
That's-
do have an Englishman
next
at the
week.
helm of the country, so it is only appropriate.
Oh, that's fair.
Well, that's our new
fair.
censorship bill coming next week again, which they have promised will save the children.
Yep.
So just saying,
Yeah.
same argument for every impingement of your freedoms is always this will save the children.
Oh, don't worry. So obviously, like their first crime, tough on crime bill that they had this summer to work on. Obviously the thing that is the most rampant in Canada is hate speech. So naturally, that's what they need to focus the summer on. But crime bill number 2, according to Sean Fraser, one thing that he did laser focus in on is they're intending to rewrite the legislation such that anybody in illegal possession of a formerly legal firearm, so the non-restricted and restricted and now prohibited firearms, courtesy of the Liberal government, any of those people are going to be staring down the barrel of more jail time. So this is the actual
minimum
mandatory,
jail.
and so this was like the actual big brain goal. Like rather than deal with the hard crime, they make a whole bunch of formerly like legal citizens criminals and go after them so that they can look like they're being tough on crime without solving any of the problems. So yeah.
Yeah, and that one is squarely aimed at people, at
That's all.
getting people, to beat us into compliance.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I can't get a mandatory minimum for using a weapon in a sexual assault or a kidnapping. But if I have a Mini 14 that I previously had legally,
Straight
now
to
it's
jail.
a mandatory minimum. And it's not racist, unlike the other mandatory minimums.
Straight to jail. No, you're white. We can all relax. You're white. It's fine.
Well, that's true. But yeah, so this is the problem that you're going after, is the hunter that just, said, screw you guys, I'm not handing it in. They are the threat to public safety, not the person committing sexual assaults, kidnapping, and all of the other things that you remove the mandatory minimums for. Those people aren't the problem. It's the guy with the Mini 14 sitting in his gun safe. He's the problem.
All right.
So another piece of news in relation to this, the crypto.
Oh God. You want to talk about it?
So yeah, I'll talk about it. So you'll notice the crypto isn't on this list, because it was caught up in the requirement for any firearm to be sold in Canada to be gone through the lab and being listed on the FRT. That's a whole other topic. But they were asked about this at the presser, and basically they said it's not on there because it's illegal. It's always been illegal. And so basically, no, they're not going to compensate you. And while people thought, hey, it's fine because I bought it before they put in that stipulation that for a firearm to be sold, it has to be listed on the FRT. Apparently, they're not of the same opinion.
Well, anybody who bought the crypto should have had the foresight to know that the government was going to inevitably expect that any firearm that you purchased would have been gone through the lab.
Yeah,
And-
no, because there wasn't a requirement for Canadian manufactured firearms to go through the lab.
No,
it was
I
up
know.
to the manufacturer to determine whether it's follow the laws. It was developed to follow the new.
Yes.
It was developed under C21, and so we thought when they came out with that, hey, that was their gotcha.
Yep.
We'll never approve that through the FRT. Not that it's law, but never approve it through the FRT. But because it was developed under the eyes of C21 and that, this is how we'll get you. Well, apparently they just flat out said, well, we put out the rules, but we're not even going to listen to our own damn rules.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that
But they blatantly said it, and
well, any gun owner that like had listened to, I forget that MP from out east who said that there's lots of guns, and the gun industry in Canada is just going to make guns that follow the rules, and so any gun owner who bought a gun, any gun owner who bought the gun that followed all of those rules should have known better, known that the government knows best, and that gun just can't be allowed. So inevitably, we're going to find some way to make you a criminal. And they should have had the foresight to know that the government would retcon the rules such that it would just have, it was always prohibited.
Yeah.
Remember the argument they said, we have to keep the rules relatively vague.
Otherwise, people
will not go for loopholes.
Otherwise, people will build stuff around those laws.
Yeah,
otherwise,
about
according to the law,
something like that.
Yeah,
no, they can be rectified by adding more weapons to the, more guns to the list.
All right, let's move on from the news.
Yeah,
let's go to new gun stuff. We have actually cured a few things that I've gathered up.
Surprisingly enough.
Well, most of them coming from the States, so you get to enjoy them. First is from Belaytech. They have a duty holster, a retention holster coming up. So I guess the 3-gun market might benefit from this. It's apparently configurable to have all 3 level of retention style if you want it. So that's pretty cool. It's still kind of I think it was announced as shot and the website finally went up, but it's still not available for ordering. So that's besides the point. Another SHOT Show thing that I was interested in was the PSA 2011. Apparently, they're going to start making them by the end of the year, so that'll be interesting to hear about.
Ready.
Tony, mark my words, you will have a 2011 one day. It's going to happen.
It's just always in a different country.
But you will have one.
You will have one.
I'll have one. All right. In more, I guess, Canadian relevant news that I might actually buy one. There's the Savage RXR. I didn't pay attention to him. I was like, why is Savage making another 22? And I think the name is kind of stupid. They maybe should have borrowed the name from the RXM, as in Ruger and Magpul. They should just say Ruger by Savage RXS, and that would made it kind of interesting. But it is a modified Savage-made 1022 that's apparently compatible with a bunch of parts. It has a polymer receiver with an integrated top rail, so we can assume it's a polymer rail. But it will take 1022 mags. It will do last round hold open on their own mags, similar to how the Winchester Wildcat is done. It will accept aftermarket magazines, as I said, triggers and barrels. So you can only assume the receiver is the same too,
You'd think.
you would think. So
Quick release
I
trigger group. Ooh, I like that.
yeah, and it gives you a cleaning port on the back, I think. Yes, cleaning port at the back of the receiver, so you don't have to take it apart to clean it, which is kind of a major pain point of the 1022. MSRP of 299, so really cheap.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking maybe I should buy this and salvage its guts and build my 1022 that way. I don't know.
That's an idea. Yeah, I mean, if it's got some of the
Bolt's
benefits
gonna
that
cost you almost that. So yeah.
if it's only $300, that's is that
I'm
The US
curious
price,
though.
or is
Like
That's
it
that-
US though, I
says,
think.
it says
Oh.
compatible with magazines, triggers, and barrels. So that tells me that the bolt and receivers is still slightly different than a 1022.
Yeah,
Well,
but if it's
It could be.
I'd be curious if it would work in like a 22 chassis system.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like
Hard
$300,
to say.
that's still hard to beat.
Yeah. Next, we have the Vortex enclosed series of red dots. They have
Ooh.
two products, the larger ST, which is standard size, or the CCW, which is a smaller size. But yeah,
Is this-
still the same DPP Delta Point Pro footprint as the other things, and now you can have more reticles too. So, like, I know
I-
what was it? The aim point acro or something. That's like the whole rage for a bit, the enclosed dot. So
You know, I've been hunting for a good enclosed dot, and I like my Vortex red dots, so that might make it into the Christmas
Might.
list.
fair.
Sorry. Up at the top there, Tony. Vortex Golf.
That's a thing. That's
Yeah.
a thing.
This is a thing.
Golf
Yeah,
rangefinders.
so it's mostly
Yeah.
rangefinders.
Oh, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
Neat.
they have magnets on them, so you can stick it to your cart.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, they make rangefinders now too.
That makes
It's
sense.
kind of interesting. And technical import, of course, more crazy stuff.
I'm interested in this.
I thought it
Yeah.
was impossible to get a convertible gun in Canada. I guess
What made
guess
the
not.
M3 prohibited, same thing as a certain model of the M1 Super 90, was the magazine tube.
Really?
Because
okay.
if you go through, there's models of the M2 Speed that are prohibited because they are listed as coming with an extended, like from factory with the extended magazine tube. So that's
Right.
why
they prohibit them by name. They didn't prohibit them by features.
Oh,
right?
and they would have done that at a time where they
Well,
were
the
banning
M3,
things because
yes,
of the
because
mag
nobody's
capacity.
bothered to make an M3
Yeah, 'cause
or
the
or whatever that
short
did not
tube.
have that magazine
Mm,
tube
There were all
extension.
sorts of variants of it that weren't prohibited, but they were like waterfall
The M3s?
variants and stuff like that.
I thought the
It was the
M3 all
M1, I
I've
think it was the M2.
the
There
M2
were
there's tons of
specific-
M2s.
Yeah, there were a bunch of them that got banned in the 90s, but certain models were not banned, and they were all
Yeah.
like waterfowl versions, but same shotgun.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like the M1 Super 90 and the M2 are basically the same shotgun. The M3 was the real standout one.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
So illegal. Somebody needs to buy this and bring it down for me to play with.
I'll get Adriel to buy one. Because if I try to bring guns down to the States, apparently I'm not allowed.
So
that
for
does look
those
like
who
a very
don't
cool
know, this
shotgun.
is Tactical Imports. They have a Benelli M3 clone. What was cool about the M3 was it's both semi and pump action.
Which was a
So-
weird thing that all got banned in the 90s. I mean, there were a couple other cool shotguns that got banned in the
12.
90s. The Spaz.
So I'm really interested in this because the profile of it, you could probably build yourself a Spaz 12 clone
oh God,
off of this. That like
that's a
have the
little
same
far away. That
functionality.
thing is so rectangular.
No, but it's
Oh, they're
big.
terrible.
Have you ever
shots.
like they're
They're
so
awful.
bad, but they're enormous. So like there's enough space that you could clad,
anything into it.
over this. Yeah, I have a buddy that has like 2 or 3 Spaz 12s, so I could probably go and like 3D scan the parts that I needed and just like fabricate something over.
That is very funny.
Yeah,
Anyway, so that's the kind
900
of
bucks.
yeah.
That's
the
so good.
Big Canadian news this week.
Yeah, that's a good deal,
Taxes a
And-
little over 1,000. It'd be worth it just to play with one.
right?
Yeah.
And the last thing is there's gonna be did Bass Pro just crash on me?
Looks like it.
Golly,
Their
all right.
website is still
their
getting
their
under-
website is still doing some work. So here's a thing I found that for some reason I can only find this set of vortex rings on the Cabela's website. If you look for the 30mm hunter rings, it's only available on the Cabela's website, but it's not available on Bass Pro, but they're the same store. The second thing is they have a 10% off pickup if you order today. So take advantage of that if you're buying
If you
anything from
order
them.
today or pick up today?
Order
I guess
today.
probably, yeah.
And I think that's all the new gun stuff for today. Let's go to our main topic.
For the main topic tonight, we have Blake Passamaneck on for Carbon Arms. How you doing, Blake?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Problem. I guess start out. I know there's a bunch of people listening who would know Carbon Arms, but there might be people. Well, I guarantee you, there's people who don't know Carbon Arms. So why don't you give us a quick breakdown on the history of the company and where it is and how it got to where it is today?
Yeah, no problem. So my dad started Carbon Arms back in, I believe, 2009, around that time frame. And he created the shotgun loading system that we all know today, with quad loading and twin loading, where you grab 2 or 4 of them and they just slide right into your shotgun fairly easily. So he developed the caddy system that goes in the belt that's able to, do that extremely efficiently. Kind of changed the whole game of how we shoot. 3-gun mostly is the biggest one, but there's obviously all shotgun matches that people use them at as well, that it's done real well. But so he did that for years and years, and it's always kind of been his more or less side job, as he is also an engineer. So that's something we were talking about before we went live here. And so he didn't have exactly the time to do it. And about a year and a half ago, he asked if it's something I wanted to do. And I've always had a knack for business, and it's always something I wanted to do, having my own business at some point. So it was kind of an easy way for me to go in. I knew the company well. I mean, I remember being a little kid building chest rigs in the basement with my dad. He had me working for him, me and my brother, actually. So we've been around the products a lot, so I know everything there is to know about them, and I'm still learning about some of the other products, but I mean, we're doing good. So, but it has been kind of an issue the last couple of years with the credit card processor. That's been the main kind of fallback. That's a little bit why a lot of people that I've recently didn't really 100% know if we were even still in business or if we were still selling the same system. Like, they just weren't 100% sure. So that's kind of been an issue just because we haven't had the online presence. But I did finally get through, and I found a processor that's not going to have any issues with, Second Amendment rights, or that, we sell gun products. That was the main issue with the last processor. They didn't like that we were selling, gun stuff. But no, it's up.
Run into with them.
Huh?
What kind of problems did you run into with the processor?
I mean, the processor said that we needed an FFL. That was the first thing that they told my dad, because he was dealing with it. He said we need an FFL, and we don't sell any firearms. Closest thing to a firearm that I have is an AR-15 barrel, but that's it. All we have is the barrel. We don't sell like uppers, lowers. We don't sell triggers. None of that. So nothing to compile or to assemble an entire firearm.
That's wild.
The main thing was it was more or less a liberal type company, and yeah, they didn't like that we were dealing with guns and firearms and we're part of the Second Amendment. My dad is an advocate for Second Amendment stuff as far as in the legal stance. He's been to Colorado several times about other variety of
Awesome. Sorry, so I was having some audio issues there, but no worries. So yeah, I mean, I remember the shotgun caddies when I was first getting into three gun, and one cool thing with them was you could basically buy the holders and customize your kit how you wanted. Back when there was a lot of people just deciding whether load 2 or quad load.
Yeah. Yep.
And
We have both systems for that. We sell a lot of them. The 8-round pinwheel, it's the same as a 10-round pinwheel, but it doesn't have that middle clip. So you can grab 2 4s at a time and not worry about, grabbing 6, I guess, if your hands are big enough for that, or dropping shells, knocking them out. Because that was the biggest thing for most deciding when to twin load or when to quad load is it feasible? So
yeah.
that system was able to make it a lot more feasible that way.
Right on. You were saying the timing was good for this. You had some new stuff coming out?
Yeah, I mean, not really new stuff, I guess. I brought back a couple products that my dad used to sell, and but no, the biggest thing was I do have my website up and running now, and everything's good to go. You can check out online. The credit card processor works, so that's my main kind of announcement, I guess, for today. I was waiting actually to make some Facebook posts about it, get the word out that, we're up and running again, and it's a lot easier to, make those purchases. Because before I'd have to take emails and fill out a form, do it that way. And the only way I could accept payment was basically a check. So I was having people mail checks into me. So
yeah, that limits your market.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I don't like sending checks in the mail much either. But so yeah, it was kind of a slow process, but I'm hoping to get it revamped up and get some more advertising out there and marketing. That was kind of the big thing that my dad didn't like doing. That was the one thing he didn't like doing was the marketing, dealing with people and, getting it out there. So
my dad's an engineer. He wants to do cool stuff with stuff.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't want to deal with people all the time. No offense to engineers, but it's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions you got to answer. You got to deal with logistic stuff. So now I get it. But yeah, no, I'm real excited about it. I brought back the single shot shell holder. That was the new thing. Not new thing. My dad used to sell the 1-shot shell holder that goes on the side of your shotgun. People call them match savers, same type of thing. So I brought those back, ordered a bunch of those, and those should be up on the website by the end of the week.
Nice. So your caddies, I mean, there's less now, but a few years ago there was a lot of caddies on the market. What made the Carbon Arms caddies stand out?
I mean, the one thing I've always heard is they're lightweight. They're lightweight, they're durable. It's a very simple type system. Some others have springs, some other have magnets. One thing that I did notice shooting Rocky Mountain this year is on one of the stages you went prone to shoot your rifle, and then you went and dumped your rifle and went and shot some shotguns. So you had your caddy on your belt, and it wasn't a ton of shotguns, so you didn't need like a whole chest rig. And I saw quite a few people dropping shells, popping out onto the ground, and they're a shell or two shy at the end of the stage. So I saw that a couple times. But with our clips, I mean, the way that they're designed to hold them in, they just hold in a little bit better.
Well, and they're injection molded, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And I mean, it's made out of plastic. I mean, it's not like it's made out of metal, but you got to have some flexibility there. And I mean, they do every once in a while. I've gotten like 2 or 3 people in the past couple of years who have had them break, and it's big major falls. Like, they're very durable. They've stood the test of time. I mean, I've had mine since I was 12 or 13 years old, and I haven't replaced anything that I have. So
like if somebody wiped out and fell on a rock or something, that's what tends to break them. It's not wear and tear.
All of your body weight, you're falling, like, you take a really hard fall and it hits something hard on the ground, either a rock or a log, but like going straight into even dirt, you'd most likely be fine. All your shells be super dirty, but you'd be all right.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I
cool.
know I showed this before, but I don't know if you have one sitting there.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
but I got one of the one I picked up from you
uh,
at
cool.
Rocky Mountain there, that
Yeah,
purple one.
yeah, that's another thing I'm looking to get into. I want to see how kind of, and I need to get a little more feedback on what kind of colors people want to do. There is kind of a limit on a minimum of how many clips I need to order, so I can't just have one or two people saying that they want this specific color. So that's one thing that's been keeping me from doing colors. But I do purple, red. I mean, you can even combine them. People have done the alternate red and black. It looks pretty sweet. I'm even thinking maybe doing like a red, white, and blue one
Yeah. F
Nice.
yeah.
with the 12 round pinwheel. It actually looks pretty.
Nice.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yes.
So I like that one, but I just want to see kind of how people feel about it. I mean, most people just like the black. I mean, it fits in with all your other gear most of the time. But there's quite a few people who would appreciate the colors. I mean, I talked to several women when I was at Rocky Mountain about, the purple clips. That was our biggest buyer when my dad was doing purple. Is the lady shooters, they do like them.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see that purple again there, Kyle.
Al's got the purple there.
Okay, that's
And I got
sexy.
some dummy rounds in. Like I had to push on that pretty solid for them to come out. So
Yeah.
clip in there pretty good, and yeah, the pole's good too. But
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's a simple design. It's lightweight, and from what I hear, it is much less inexpensive. I guess I wouldn't call it cheap, but much more
it's a cost-effective price.
cost effective. That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a Gucci caddy. It's a very cost-effective price, and it's a good product, especially for the price.
Right.
I'm just
So-
seeing on the website it seems to be modular enough. So if you broke one of the arms, you could just replace it with another. I think
Yeah.
it's very good for its longevity too.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember, like, when I saw them in store in Canada, like the Bartons had a box, and it was just clips, and so you would buy the clip and
Yeah.
build your own rig.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Cool. So can people order like singles, or can they order kits like that from you, or is it only what you have on the site?
Not on the website, but I mean, I'm a lone operation here. It's just me running it right now. So like, I can do whatever for you. So I'm always about making the customer happy. I want to make sure that people like our product, and what we have out there is living up to the standards. So I mean, if one of them breaks, I can totally hook someone up with clips or extra screws, kind of whatever you need. As long as that back panel doesn't break, you should be good to be able to replace just the clips. And I mean, they're like $3 to $5 each, depending on what color you get. So
Cool.
but yeah, I don't necessarily have them on the website to order. On Facebook, or I got my email on the website too. Reach out, email, and no, more than willing to hook people up with extra clips. I helped a couple people out actually at Rocky Mountain. A couple people came up to me and they're like, "Yeah, I broke a clip. Do you sell just clips?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just give you one, man. Here you go."
Nice. That's good customer service.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the barrels, stretch 16 barrel. I remember sitting down with your dad last year, not this year, but last year, talking about them.
Yo,
And I don't 100% remember what's so special about the stretch 16.
well, the stretch, I actually got one right here. So the stretch 16, it's by, I can get this. It's by Stretch Precision, and the main thing that makes this barrel special, I mean, it's phantom fluted, so it's got a little bit lighter of a fluting, and then the Cerakoting on it makes sure that it doesn't overheat, keeps that durability, makes sure it lasts. That's something that, I mean, there's people that burn through barrels left and right, so you want to make sure you have a really decent barrel. My dad's tested this immaculate amount of times, and from what he's told me, I mean, it's accurate out to like 600 yards. He can shoot like a half-inch group at 300 yards with it. So accuracy is the main thing that makes this barrel so special.
Okay, I think your dad was mentioning something about the chamber too. being a little bit looser chamber for when it heats up, that you won't get like lockup. Or what's that?
Like you won't get as much buildup there.
Or lockup. I know we were talking because of the big rifle stages were like Rocky Mountain, where you would have your burner and then go into long range. And he was saying guys like with like tight tolerance JPs that with that heat that they figured you're gonna see a bunch of guys with stuck cases.
Yeah, that happens. Stuff will expand in there. I don't remember him specifically telling me about that one, but I mean, it sounds like something that this barrel would definitely have to make sure that the overheating of it doesn't cause your bullets to become inaccurate. That has happened before. Definitely.
I remember him mentioning something about that, about the chamber being a little bit looser so you don't have that lockup with extra heating.
No, definitely.
Well, and then actually not a new product, but a product that was new to me, your shooting belt.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I couldn't tell you if he did any advertising on that at all. Or whenever, I mean, his advertising was basically, 20 matches a year that he was going to, and about it. That's super cool. But yeah, now I got that here too. We actually have a competition belt. It's made out of the same plastics that our caddies are made out of. They come from the same place. And this is my belt actually. So it's got all the Party Land clips, but it's very customizable. I mean, there's a ton of tiny little holes in this that you can set up your holster and your back pouches, depending on what you want to do. And then it has the ratchet in the back. This isn't anything special. It's just the M2, ratchet. There's other companies that even sell it, but it's nothing special. It's just something that we have included just because this is what everyone really likes.
So is it inside like Velcroed for an inner belt, or is that self-apply or?
No, I don't have it in the picture there. But if you order one, I put the Velcro on the outside, so yeah, it can attach to the inner belt. Okay.
Do you mind holding that up so we can see the bolt pattern, like the hole pattern on that belt?
Yeah. Let me get one. Let me get one that's not actually made. I'll get a.
Yeah, this slot pattern on this belt, just looking at it, I like it better than the ELS belt with just the offset holes. Because like, look at the picture, it's almost like a T slot. You have a slotted horizontal on the top or bottom, and then you have a vertical slot.
Yeah, this is what we have now. So you can see like every half inch or so, there's a hole up top here, and then there's holes on the bottom, so you can configure kind of anything the way that you want it. I mean, you even got the holes on the end for different sizes. But I got all kinds of different sizes. I got the 45-inch belt all the way down to 30 inches.
Oh, so nice.
Even, so the 30 inches be like your junior shooter. So, I mean, juniors all.
So is that a converted sizing, or is that real, like a pant size? Like if you order a 30, that's the equivalent of a 30-inch waist pant, or is that converted for the additional width?
Well, you'd want it a little less. And this is something I do make sure of when I have people ordering belts. You want to wear your inner belt and then get your measurement of your waist. And then you should track just a little bit there because you'll have the ratchet on. So I have a 13-inch, 5-inch ratchet. So you will have, when it comes around your waist, you'll have something like this, just some type of gap.
So that measurement is the plastic itself.
Yeah, so the belt measurements on the website are of the actual, this plastic piece. So if you're 45, you'd be more like a 50-inch waist or something like that. If you were, 40, you'd be probably a little bit less than that.
Okay. So here's another question. So that looks like a solid piece of plastic, like you were saying. Do you like take a heat gun and heat it up to kind of shape it, or it's just flexible enough that you find it's not an issue to put on?
Straight. I mean, it has full flexibility. I mean, it goes all the way around. I mean, I can even loop it around even more and overlap it on itself. Like this stuff, it's just durable. It holds together. I mean, right now it doesn't exactly hold its shape, but after a while, I mean, you can see kind of how mine would look. I mean, that's how mine looks when it's undone. It'll hold its shape after a year or two, or however long you end up having it.
Okay.
That's cool.
But yeah,
And
long
the
time.
plastic retains its flexibility, like doesn't start to go brittle or anything like that?
No, I haven't had anything like that. If I remember right, my dad's been selling them for at least 5 or 6 years, maybe longer. And I've only had one person reach out to me that theirs broke, and it was a falling situation. They fell and it broke right in front of his pistol. He hit his hip like right on a rock, and right on that impact, it split. But I got him a new belt, and there's no issue there. So. But now that was the only time that I've ever had someone reach out to me that theirs had been defective, basically.
I don't think a 200-pound dude falling on a piece of plastic counts as a defect. Not going to write your product off because of that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, I like that. I might have to buy one and check that out, because like I said, I like that slot pattern for bolting up, and already having the ratchet on there. That is really nice.
Yep. And the ratchet, so the price there is the price with the ratchet as well.
Okay, so yeah, like $65 for a belt. That
It's a great price, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
You know, I had never thought much about ratchets, and I never had a belt with a ratchet, and I bought myself one for Christmas. It's freaking awesome. I love it. Oh, it's so good.
Well, I keep putting off doing it to my ELS, and that's a pain in the butt. Like, you need it for the ELS, and so yeah. Cool. So we got a lot of listeners in Canada, and I know I asked you about this at Rocky Mountain. Kind of, well, more or less tasked you with it, I think. You looked into shipping and that to Canada, or even like stocking dealers in Canada?
I believe I can ship to Canada. That might be a question for my dad, just to make sure. I don't think I'd have an issue shipping to Canada though, or much of anywhere around the world. I mean, like I said kind of earlier with the issue with our processor, we don't sell any, actual firearms. Like when it comes down to it, it's a bunch of plastic and metal, put together. You're not, there's no firing mechanisms, there's no firearms being exchanged in hands. So I should be able to do that. As far as stores, I'm pretty sure, like you said, my dad did do a lot of business up in Canada. I know a lot of people shoot up there. So that is something I'll probably look into about getting it set up there.
Awesome. Tony, I got a task for you. Go on his website right now and see if the processor will see if the processor will take Canadian information. That's actually what I find the biggest thing for guys in Canada right now is being able to even like buy stuff. Like there's some sites that are even VPN'd out. People can't even look at the sites. But then when you go to the payment processor, they haven't set it up for international, so it won't take like a Canadian address.
I've seen that too, and that's not fair. We're not like we're another country, so
yeah,
pretty much same place.
Looks like the address will take. Yeah, let me see if I can go further.
Come on, order a belt, see if it works.
No, he needs some caddies. He does need some caddies.
Oh, there you go.
Well, that's awesome, Blake. I'm glad to. When I found out that you were taking it over, I was pretty happy.
Yeah,
good to hear.
I want to see it go down. I mean, it's not uncommon, especially in the shooting world, for business to close up shop, and it's been happening a lot recently, especially in states stricter gun say. It's not as easy for some of those businesses. I know of a lot of people who have gun companies that are moving states and trying to get away from that so that they can continue running their businesses.
We're losing an awful lot of them up here as well in the last 5 years because of our fun new laws, which we will be talking about later, no doubt.
Yeah. No, they're fun. No, it is rough. It is rough.
Okay, so the question is back to Blake's court. It looks like There's no international shipment set up right now, but I can visit the website here, and I can put in Canada. It recognizes I'm in Alberta, so that's good. But I don't think the shipping is set up yet. I think that's an easy fix.
You said it didn't go through.
No, it won't let me because it doesn't think there's a valid way to ship it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's something I'll have to do.
Yeah, well, see, there we go. Found something that
Something to work on. There's always
yeah. Cool. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on, Blake?
No, I mean, not much. Only thing I guess I can say here to let people know, but I am in the National Guard here in Arizona, so I did join. I'll be gone sometime early next year is when I ship off for basic, and I have basic for 10 weeks, and then I have my AIT training, which is basically my job training for the job I'm going to be doing in the Guard, and I'll be gone for another 8 weeks for then. So for a good time, it might look like I might not be able to get orders out. I'm going to see if I can get one of my friends locally here to get stuff shipped out for me, maybe, or manage it. But I won't be able to have my phone or anything like that, so I won't even be able to see anything. But I mean, that's about it. Only thing there.
Awesome. Cool. Well, yeah, I really want to thank you for coming on. I wanted to give you a chance to get the company back out, because I know we were talking before the show, and like you said, your dad got busy and it got quiet, whatnot, and yeah, just wanted to get that name back out because I do believe in your products. I like them. I think they've always been good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're definitely great, and haven't had too many issues over the years. So I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see what other products I can maybe bring back, or if I can revamp some things from the past. We'll see.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And for the audience, if you have any suggestions or requests, email Carbon Arms. Send them in.
Yeah.
Or send them out to the show and I'll pass them on.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Maybe get our local guy here to help you out with your shipping while you're off, Blake.
Yeah, that would be great. Actually.
Just put all through Gal's house.
Check into that. I don't think it'll be an issue. I should be able to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That I don't think it's gonna be a huge issue to deal with. It's probably just a box to check on something.
Probably. It's probably just in the settings somewhere. Do you want to accept international shipping?
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks again, Blake. And yeah, we'll move on with the show, but we will catch up with you. I don't know, you gotta go to SHOT? Or is you gonna be in basic for that?
I might be. We'll see. When is SHOT Show? It's at the end of January, right?
Usually about the third week, yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to see about that. I know it's a little pricey to get up in there, so we'll see. My dad also does a lot of work there, so maybe he can get me some pull to get in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, looking to get out to a lot more matches, shoot a little bit more, get out there a little bit. You know, I haven't shot a whole lot of matches. I've only shot Rocky Mountain twice in the past 4 years, and that's the only 2 matches I've shot. So
yeah. You have to get on for Superstition. You're right in Arizona, so.
Yeah, no, I will. That is one I'm going to be going to. My brother's going to come out, and my parents can plan on being out here in their RV, camping it out, and it should be fun. I'm excited for it.
I'll see you then.
Yeah, most likely.
Awesome. All right. Thanks again, Blake.
Yeah,
Thank you, Blake.
Thanks for having me.
All
right.
Again, Carbon Arms have their own website, carbonarms.us, and you can find them on Facebook as well. Let's go to listener feedback. We do have an email, it looks like.
2.
Oh, we have 2 emails. Kyle,
Yeah.
do you mind taking the first one?
I sure can. Hey guys, heard you talking about Ace VR on your latest episode. Just thought I'd share my opinions with you. I've had the system almost a year, November 24. I've shot about 120,000 rounds at this point. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's useful for practicing transitions and stage planning. You can play it outside, despite Quest saying you shouldn't, and when doing that, I think you get some good movement practice. To Adriel's point about motion sickness, the game is scaled 1-to-1, so I find that it's not an issue, but if it lags, you can definitely feel disorientated. Thankfully, that's rare. To Kyle's comment about the bundle, I'd recommend going with the Quest 3 and not the 3S. The lenses are better, pancake, not Frenzel. If you wear glasses, you can buy inserts for them for about $70. The subscription isn't great, but they are putting out new stages constantly, so I feel it is worth it. Tony, please quit moving your cursor.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even notice. Sorry.
It popped up, yeah.
I managed to take home first in production optics and the New Brunswick IPSC provincials this year, and I think the VR practice played a role. But like you all were saying, it's not the be-all, end-all, it's just another tool. You still need to shoot live, dry fire, and everything else. Ben Staggers is currently reviewing it, and I'd be interested in what his thoughts are. Any other questions about it, give me a shout. I also have a discount code, 10% I think, if anyone wants it, but you'll probably find the same value or better codes floating around the internet. Cheers, Calvin.
That's awesome. You want me to read the other one?
Yes, please, Dustin. Please go ahead.
All right. I'm assuming Adrian, I'm assuming you mean Adriel, deals with this. I'm a volunteer range officer with the University of Calgary Firearms Association. Vaguely 7
Shout
years
out.
plus. Yeah, there you go. I've also actually done Maple Seed under Adrian. Again, I think you mean Adriel. I'm going to assume it was an autocorrect. I'm 2E autism, ADHD. I've had a special interest or special obsessive interest within firearms and military history for over 15 years. I have a lot of different other passions besides as well. However, I was being curious trying to seek community someplace with other firearms owners, as I've never really found a group of friends to talk with on the topic. I've been sort of disconnected from the firearms community for a while, as I found it a bit challenging socially being on the spectrum, as that's a common experience because the way our brains operate, brain operates, just creates social engagement differences. I've been off more into sports such as hockey as a goalie or full contact football as an adult with Wolfpack in the Alberta Football League. Cool, at least for the season last year. Unfortunately, I've had to quit because of the fact I deal with chronic pain, which is maybe one of the reasons why I'm reaching out. I kind of get lonely living with chronic pain physically limiting me. Doing Maple Seed with Adriel was awesome, but it was absolutely brutal. I could barely walk by the end of it. I've been trying to do more neuroaffirming pain management. I think neuroaffirming pain management, as there's a growing body on how ADHD creates chronic pain, but that hasn't filtered to practice. I'm feeling a little bit more hopeful for the future, as I've been able to argue for it successfully. Okay, yeah, that's just spelling error. I've been actually volunteering with the high school I graduated from doing football equipment management. I'm obsessed with football equipment besides firearms alongside goalie gear. Right now, I'm stuck waiting for my license renewal. The last time I went out was shooting gophers on Walden Ranch with my Savage. I'm, of course, big into military history, geopolitics, also psychology, among other things. I think it's best displayed by my goalie mask, the military history. The podcast on Slamfire Radio seems to be that in-depth community conversation that my brain thrives on. Wonderful. So I felt that trying to introduce myself and give it a shot to connect. Oh, sorry, I got to sneeze. I did the name not make it into the bottom of this, or did somebody just not sign the
They
bottom
didn't
of their
sign it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Really, really happy that, Slamfire is at least giving you some community engagement. I think all of us can speak to some level of some feeling of isolation and the lack of community, but the firearms community is pretty big and full of autistic, folk as well.
Absolutely.
And looking at his email address, I'm going to say his name is Bruce.
Bruce, we're going to call you Bruce.
Good day, Bruce.
Well, Bruce, thanks for reaching out. And I mean, if you're in the Alberta area, I mean, that's the gun epicenter for Western Canada. There's got to be some friendly folks that you can touch base with, especially if you've done a maple seed.
Well,
Like
and
the,
he's involved with BTSA, so
yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's Calgary Firearm Association, must be BTSA. So, come on, shoot matches. Probably not good for you to run. So, Steel Challenge will be a good match. I think
yeah,
there is one coming up October, mid of October on a weekend. So that's always going to be fun. And I say Discord, join our Discord. There's a few farm Discords for Canada out there, so you might be able to get some engagement there as
Yeah.
well.
yeah,
Lots of
Bruce.
Facebook groups. That's a good thing to join where it's low stress and you can just log in and look at things when you want.
Absolutely. Also, I mean, I also feel for him being stuck waiting for his license, Bruce. That was me this year, and that sucked. So I feel for you. But yeah, there's lots of different ways, and it sounds like if you're already involved in like some like school related stuff, like doesn't Calgary University have a shooting club too? Like maybe you could offer some time,
I
or
think that's what he is in right now.
oh, did I miss? You might be right. Okay, well, yeah, there's got to be some folks for you out there, and I think for a lot of folks with different neurodivergence stuff, maybe you maybe feel like you're you know less connected, but firearms folks are generally pretty friendly, and if you can manage to get yourself just out of your head just a little bit, and just kind of try and connect with folks one on one, there's lots of cool people in Alberta for you to be shooting with and hanging out with.
Yep.
Yep. Hopefully that answers your question, Bruce. Any questions? Write us another email. Let's go to YouTube comments. I see three. The first one is from Short Stroke Armory. Criminal H3 VR wasn't even mentioned. Best collection of virtual GATs and plenty of test subjects. I have no idea. Dustin, are you aware of
H3 VR. Hang on,
H3 VR?
I'm going to investigate.
Must be horseshoe. Jeez, what's it called? Hand grenades. Oh.
hot dogs, horseshoes, and
Yeah,
hand grenades.
Yeah, that's.
I
I saw
do.
I
I
mentioned it. I saw I
no.
mentioned it
You
anyway.
might have. Yeah, that I
Um,
didn't mention that, but it. Yeah.
That's the complaint I have with you summoning magazines from your mag pouch. But it's a fun game. It's just I find it the realism isn't quite there. Like the aiming is kind of awkward.
I would agree. I actually do have that game, and there's a reason I haven't played it a ton. It's fun and wacky, but yeah, there's a disconnect between loading and stuff. Yeah.
That's why I
And
didn't
then
buy it. I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, this is a little much. So I went
Yeah.
back to playing Pistol Whip.
fair. And then two comments from Eddie. Yes, a liberal government that claimed to be buying back firearms on a voluntary basis should need to meet the standard requirement to possess them. Yeah, fair. On the check for mental illness, they would all fail for being narcissists and pathological liars. Ah, come on, guys. There are many ways to avoid having to pick up shell holes after shooting traps. For semi-autos, I've seen guys use an elastic band near the front of the ejection port. It blocks the ejection, leave the hole in the gun. What if you have a double?
That's just it. Like, what do you do with the second shot?
You're deliberately causing a stoppage?
And,
Why would you do
for
that?
double
seems like a
barrels with
mistake.
ejectors or pump action, you can cover the breech ejection port with your hand before opening the action and catch the empties. Yeah, they won't shoot
Yeah.
doubles. Oh, however,
a
if you're shooting
shotgun
double
hull.
trap, international trap, sporting clay, or ski, the double barrel is the way to go. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
But it's
Just
shotgun
before you
hulls,
read the
they're not
last
hard
one,
to find.
real quick for all of the listeners who do know Eddie, as he comments on every episode. Eddie is a very experienced shooter with like a lot of different disciplines. So just
I recommend it over under and shooting the under barrel first. The lower bore axis reduces muzzle flip so you can get on the next clay quicker. That's an interesting thought. I know it's more of an inline design in comparison to a top barrel. I think a VR gamer can become a world champion if they play enough, and VR gaming world champion, that is. Smiley face. That's very fair. Tony, you don't have to travel to the U.S. to shoot a 1911 for real. Well, I know that. I did that. You don't even have to leave town. Just drop in the Calgary Shooting Center and rent one. I'm not that loaded. Or you can borrow a friend's. I almost broke a Foothill Farm training Dave, so he is unwilling to loan me his Ruger, which I don't blame him. The Chilliwack Maple Seed event I mentioned has long passed. Oh, I believe it ran around the end of July. It probably sold out to its members and didn't get listed on the Maple Seed website. An email was sent out informing us OG Rick was driving out to make more BC events happen. It would have been nice to get instruction from him again. I saw some photos of it on on the Facebook page, and I'm glad I made the trip out to the Kamloops event. Oh wow, that's a drive. Otherwise, it would have been another year. I miss all the Maple Seed events. Thank you for participating in Maple Seed. I need to do more, but I suck at it.
There's
I need to
one
do more.
out your back door this weekend, is there not?
I know.
Yeah, but Tony, for Tony, anything more than 20 minutes is an insurpassable.
Yeah, it's a.
He's like,
my daily
Kamloops.
commute.
You drove all the way to Kamloops. It's like 3 hours, Tony.
Yeah, my daily commute is 33 minutes. I don't complain about that. But next time,
35. Holy cow.
35 is too much. So like,
This will be the
can't
next
have any traffic jams. That's terrible. Next time I need to shoot Maple Seed was this gun. I need to shoot it with a 450.
I'll point out that I drove 33 hours to shoot Maple Seed one time.
Wow, that's a record.
The what? You drove to what? BC to shoot a Maple Seed or something?
I drove from Ontario to Alberta to shoot a Maple Seed. It was a charity shoot, so we did a Maple Seed.
Oh, was
Literally
Trevor
drove
and
33
everything
hours
to
each
Drumheller?
way.
Why can't you? I saw Trevor was there too.
Carpool with Trevor.
Oh, that was too
What's wrong
much.
with you?
I don't know. I need to get some 1911 knowledge off of it. Separate issue. Separate.
Well, he doesn't believe in those anymore. Just RC. So
That's
true. Yeah.
Fair. We'll see if we can get him back on the show after hunting season ends.
yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. Reminder that Kyle posted a training stage on Patreon for our supporters. Check it out. Try it and share your variation and progress.
Yeah, I see Adriel also this last week posted stage footage from his Rimfire Madness match.
Awesome. So we're trying to put more stuff on Patreon for our Patreonies so they have more exclusive and early access content on there.
Cool.
Sponsor links, Brownells, and Bass Pro now. We'll do that at a different time, but if you're shopping there, please see our website for those links. It'll give us a little kickback at no cost to you. Thanks to our supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to support us, you can find us there. And if you'd like to email the show, send them to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Shoutouts and recommendations. Dustin?
Yeah, I got two. I'm going to shout out Adriel for traveling such a long distance just to come see me. Definitely wasn't a car involved, just to see me. And also shout out to Eddie, who also came a fair distance, to come hang out and have coffee with me one evening. So
Was Eddie wearing flip-flops though?
No, he was like an adult wearing closed-toe shoes. So
Oh, disappointing.
yeah.
Do better, Eddie. Do better.
Dave?
Anyone else?
Shout out to my buddy Adam G, who vanished off the face of the earth when he joined the RCMP and reemerged this morning in Whitehorse. So now I know where he went. He was banished to Whitehorse. So hey, Adam, great to hear from you again, man.
Oh God, it's gonna get cold there pretty soon, eh?
He mentioned that, yes. As well, props to everybody that was involved in running the NSCC event. You guys are awesome, and thank you for all your hard work and making it happen.
Awesome. What about Kyle?
I'm gonna shout out Blake Carbon Arms. Thanks for coming on, and I really hope things work out good for him and he gets it going again and does good things. And I'll shout out my dad. Happy birthday! So
awesome.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Oh, can I do one more before you do?
Of course, go ahead.
I want to give one more heartfelt shout out to our public safety minister, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Swami
You've given
Gary.
us so much ammunition, and if we see the gun confiscation scheme go away, I know in my heart of hearts it will be because of you.
And I will send him flowers and a thank you. Yeah, I may just do that anyway to
We
just
should
thank
send-
him for his refreshing honesty, because it
We
is
should-
so seldom I hear anybody in politics actually saying an honest thing. So it's cool.
That's what we should do
It's fine.
as a collective effort. We should send flowers to his constituency office. That'd be
Every
great.
day.
Every day.
Forever.
That's very funny. I have a recommendation for a recent episode of Meat Eater podcast about CWD. I did not know. The comment section was on fire. I did not know it was such a controversial topic. Maybe I'm just too young of a hunter.
What
It's
is?
the CWD.
Drug wasting?
People are
Chronic
like,
waste, yeah.
yeah, like people are managing it too hard, so I'm not getting my hunting experience anymore. Which I guess if you're an old school hunter, I kind of understand, but that's I guess yeah, it's an interesting watch, interesting listen for sure.
Cool.
All right, join our Discord server. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, not Player. Join the CCFR, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
See you next week,
Good
everybody.
Good
night,
night, everyone.
Kelly.
Good night, Kelly.